Yo, fine scouts and intrepid internet travelers. Welcome to my channel. I'm Josh, your Binge Buffoon, if you will have me. Today, I will hopefully be finishing the second season of The Wire. There was a moment in episode 10 following Ziggy's arrest where I was gonna compare Ziggy and D'Angelo.
You ready for your John Hancock?
He did. You know what? I didn't even think about Zig being like D'Angelo and that Zig is being forced to be someone. I don't know. I'm not even gonna go there right now.
So, I'm gonna do that now in this intro. I think it's something that's worth doing, definitely. Both Ziggy and D'Angelo, I'm gonna call them Zig and D for the duration of this intro, are misplaced characters. And that's not to say that everyone isn't in a way, but while other characters adapt to their environment, there's something inherent about the nature of Zig and D that won't allow them to conform, or at least do what's expected of them, asked of them. In D'Angelo's case, his morality and philosophical curiosity gets in the way of the life he's told to live as a lieutenant in his uncle's crime organization or drug empire. In Zig's case, his charisma, low-key intellect, perhaps ADHD. Actually, there's just a lot going on in Zig's brain, and none of that chaos has been calmed or focused on the right things. All of it gets in the way of him being a longshoreman or a productive, obedient criminal. And people can make the nature versus nurture argument all day, people being a byproduct of their environment. But there's something about these two men that reinforces nature, the nature of them. D and Zig were born in the wrong place, and it destroyed them. In a perfect world, D would have been a teacher, helping kids like Wallace find their way. And Zig would have been working with computers or on Wall Street. Maybe he would have been an entertainer. I feel like his desire to be the center of attention under these circumstances and in this show, or this environment, is due to a lack of attention he's gotten throughout his life. Or an influx of negative attention, being the butt of every joke. He doesn't fit in on the docks or with the working class. They laugh at him, sometimes kind of with him. But then the second his duck dies, he's an idiot to them again. I don't know where Zig's story's going. I hope it's not over. We watched D break at the end of last season, but then right before his death, I think he found peace with who he is, where he is, and who he wants to be. But I also think D is stronger than Zig. I guess to be fair, you could argue that D had his Malacca moment prior to the pilot of The Wire, when he shot Pooh. Although, I think that was more out of panic. Like I said, he wasn't made for his environment. He didn't know what to do or how to respond. I think what's ironic about this comparison is I'm pretty sure early on in The Wire, I was calling D'Angelo D an idiot. And then I realized he's not. And I think you come to that same realization in season 2 as you're watching Zig. Zig shot Gleekus out of rage. A culmination of years of being ignored, discarded, not taken seriously, laughed at, frustration. Ziggy is manic all over the place, idiotic, because he's like a fucking hurricane of insecurities and missed opportunities. I think both him and D'Angelo are terrified of looking in the mirror. And that's what I think this show is ultimately about. People taking accountability, looking in the mirror. And if you're afraid to look in the mirror, the show is probably talking about you. Personally, I prefer entertainment that has heart and is hopeful, that makes us feel like maybe we're stronger and more tenacious than everyone and everything that's out there. I'm pointing out my window, outside, in the world. I think this series does have heart. And I think it's hopeful in that people like D'Angelo can decide to be true to themselves. People can change, even if they're killed in that same episode. I will say this, how I feel in retrospect regarding D'Angelo's death, it bothers me the more I think about it. Why exactly did String have D killed? He thought he'd snitch? He'd become too much of a headache for String? You can certainly fill in the blanks there. We're operating under the assumption that Stringer viewed D as a risk, or maybe was just mad about him being difficult. But ultimately, D was loyal to his people, his family. Avon never would have had him killed. So my point is this. I feel like the show killed D'Angelo to put a period at the end of his sentence, making the stories of those who were born in the wrong place all the more tragic and nihilistic. To highlight Stringer's ego, show the cracks in his relationship with Avon, and move the plot forward. And because of that last thing I said, it does. Maybe that'll subside in time, but right now it feels a bit contrived, his death and the way in which it happened. I still love that episode. all prologue. I think it's an amazing episode. I'm just saying within the confines of the overall narrative. That said, Ziggy's implosion, while just as shocking, I think makes a lot more sense within the confines of this narrative. That scene with him in the car as the cops roll up, amazing acting, by the way, shaking, preparing himself to take responsibility for his actions, hold himself accountable, finally. The meter goes off, time's up. Not unlike D'Angelo holding himself accountable. Because while the pair never found a proper place in the world, that's still never an excuse for the pain and suffering of others trying to make it in the world. And I think the straws that broke the camel's back specifically would be Wallace and that kid working for Gleekus. They represent D'Angelo and Zig's realizations, I think. The pain they've caused or played a part in. It's the suffering. Reaction channel, let's ride the coattails of other people's art. Wearing a hat and headphones isn't comfortable. Obviously, I took it off. I want to piggyback off whatever it is I just said about your circumstances and your environment doesn't excuse the pain and suffering of others. Obviously, I hope it's obvious, that doesn't just apply to the working class or those who engage in criminality. I'm also talking about CEOs. I'm talking about businessmen. I'm talking about the elites. I think, and ironically, since this season focuses on Frank, in recent years I've come to believe that the goal of the individual in life should be ego death. And that's not an easy thing to obtain or achieve. Our ego drives us. It's our rudder, almost always, unfortunately. But if you can ignore that as much as possible and view yourself as part of a collective, and this isn't me advocating for any sort of social economic structures, basically because I don't trust people to be able to achieve ego death. But if you can view yourself as part of a collective, a fly on the wall, and try and be of service to others and the greater good, then I think you're actually living in a way that's truly advantageous to not only yourself, but those around you, obviously. Maybe that was all a bit redundant. And maybe what this show is ultimately about, as it deals with the police and everyday civilians, is our struggle with ego and greed and all of the things that get in the way of actually being not only the people we want to be, but good. And I say this show comes off as nihilistic to me because it does, because it is steeped in realism and the reality, I think, of humanity, the world that we've created as the dominant species, is that a utopian society isn't possible. Every attempt at a utopia results in a dystopia because we default on our baser and ego-driven instincts. What the fuck am I even saying right now? Because this isn't me saying, oh, AI or some other form of intelligent life would be better. I think humanity is capable of beautiful things, sporadically, magnificent things. Things that aren't possible without the struggle. We need bad things in order to appreciate good things. I'm just going to watch this episode. The Port in the Storm is the name of the episode. Maybe that has to do with what I'm talking about. We live in the storm, you know. We're in this. What's with all the? I love these analogies. No, that's not. Never mind. That's the next episode. I'm on 11. Bad dreams. Okay. Never mind. But Port the Storm is 12. I think you get where I was going with that. We live in a raging hurricane that is existence, and every now and again we get a break from all that existential angst. Port in the Storm. Nick's got a tattoo on his chest. I feel like I'm constantly discovering this guy with new tech. Oh, he slept with Chrissy. Is that her name?
Wake up before it's 6 a.m. Police! Traffic and weather.
Morning. This episode would start with all the raids. Look at Bunk move. That man drank his coffee this morning. Oh yeah, they got rid of everything. Maybe they'll see some in the... yeah. The drain. Not enough to do anything with. They're too late!
Whoa.
Yeah, Glucose. How, wait, dude, how... okay, that is a no... I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking that, but how... wait, Mike. How have they not heard about Ziggy yet? You know, Beatty's an interesting character because her circumstances and her environment are actually benefiting her, but are also going to get in the way of her being a good mom. Jesus Christ. This feels so... The struggle that just happened there with McNulty, Dude, and I think that was Sergey, felt really real. I feel like before that scene, they were like, all right, let's go. They listen to AC/DC. They're like, we're going to make this intense. Yeah, it was Sergey. Let's brawl.
Bingo.
From behind your clothes washer.
That's heroin. 300 gel caps.
Oh. Damn it, Lou. Just kidding. It sucks for Lou. It really sucks for Lou. Like, he tried to do everything right, and then his kid doesn't.
Steve Stewart with sports. The Strand Orioles continue.
And he ain't home. He ain't home. He's at Chrissy's. Is that her name? Whatever. The chick that everyone's been with. Way to use her once again, Nicholas. Nico. James Ranson. Really killed it in the last episode, by the way. Dude looks fucking savage at 45. He's a musician, too. I need to get clean. Sabaka. We don't even know which one. Oh, wow. Good morning to Frank as well. Everyone else is getting raided. He just reads the paper.
Could take him now.
Not enough profile.
Oh. Why are you in the car, Valchek? You just need to see this.
Why leave Vondopoulos out on the street?
The text message that told him to clean up came from someone higher up. He's probably going to make contact with whoever's above
Right.
him.
Smoke him out.
Kister, Carol, Sabatka.
It's Frank.
See, how the fuck do they find out in the paper? That doesn't make sense to me. They have connections in homicide. Duh, Bunk was homicide. Is-ish. Now they're calling over to homicide.
Who caught the Highlandtown murder the night before?
Landsman.
Landsman?
Bitch at this guy. Bitch at him for
I'll
not...
be right over.
Yeah, Landsman. Dude, talk to us, bro. Yeah, they're as annoyed as I am. He lived a good life.
Feds are waiting on Sabaka.
What are they waiting for?
You don't want to know.
I don't know nothing except he's locked up for it. I can't even get him to see until 10.
The Central Frank performance is great, too. What the fuck's that guy's name? Oh, they're raiding the Union Hall? Not the... Yeah, the Union? Chris Bauer. He's chuckling.
Big bad on the docks.
This relates back to what I was talking about ego, is Valchek is all ego. And he directly contributes to the pain and suffering of others. And that may mean his employees, the people underneath him. His son-in-law.
Ma.
And Nick's ego has contributed to the pain and suffering of his family. I mean more directly, his parents, his girl, kid. Not just Frank and Sig.
Pop.
It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And the money, too. They say you need to come in.
You know, and he was relying on that money to be a consistent thing. It was never going to be there forever. It wasn't his to begin with, in a way, you know? Jesus Christ, Valchek's annoying. And now Frank's actions tarnished the reputation of the Union. It's really going to hurt his boys, his guys, their ability to work.
The same homicide unit that can't put two and two together and pick up a phone.
Right.
Leaving me to read it a day and a half later in the Baltimore Sun.
Thank you!
What'd you take from the scene?
Photos, latents, spent casings.
It just doesn't make sense, though. Why wouldn't Landsman call?
They cleaned everything else, huh?
Yeah, this is crazy.
Even for a supremely fucked up police department, this takes the prize.
Yeah. My God, I didn't even think about how if they would have been informed earlier, they would have been able to investigate the scene and get everything they tried to get them this morning.
He's been processed and assigned to PD. If you want to take a run at the kid, you're going to have to get around his lawyer.
This is absurd. It's too late. The window of opportunity. Yeah.
It's my bad.
Yeah, no shit, Landsman.
State your name, asshole. What's your name?
Oh, God. We're doing this again. He doesn't speak English. Or he just doesn't speak.
Give us a name.
Lesbianka. Grazная pizda.
There is your name.
Oh,
No name, huh? Well, for now, we'll just call you Boris.
well, that's a bit stereotypical.
Why always Boris?
Yeah.
Fraud, conspiracy to import heroin, conspiracy to violate federal customs statutes, white slavery.
Oh yeah, the women.
Name names and come clean. You help yourself and your union.
Help my union.
All he's been trying to do.
For 25 years, we've been dying slow down there. No lifeline got through it all that time. You want to help us? Help me?
Sort of the same rage Ziggy has in a weird way. Had.
We hit your suppliers.
Suppliers of what?
You discussed a drug buy on this tape.
Do yourself a solid here, Mike.
He will.
I need something to eat. 2 hot dogs and a strawberry soda.
I'd fuck the order up.
That's... What the fuck, McNulty?
Big man. That's all right.
I love this. I love these two talking.
What, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Boy, you don't know. I've been dreaming of running into you again.
You got focus. I give you that.
Man, be like that when you got work to do. You know what I mean?
He's also kind of got plot armor, I'm not gonna lie. Omar.
Oh, you looking for closure, huh?
Hey, look here, man. Ain't no closure. Not unless Brandon gonna walk about his grave and come up in this room right now. Because whoever did him that way, they gets got.
That wasn't me. That wasn't Avon either. Another man did all the extras. Little bow tie wearing motherfucker from out of NYC.
You're manipulating Omar.
What'd he go by?
Brother Mozone.
Yeah. They're gonna have a Western showdown between Omar and Brother Mozone. He's taking advantage of Omar's rage. Just like Proposition Joe took advantage of Strength's ego. You know, the reason we excuse Omar's actions is because he's taking out his code. He's taking out those who are causing others pain and suffering. You know, he doesn't hurt innocents. Does it excuse his actions, though? I don't know. A moral conundrum. Cool and fun, though. It's fiction, so whatever. Yeah, I know. It's inspired by real life and based on real people. I got you. Here we go. Hi, father.
Cops do that to you.
The cops.
Yeah. Oh, he's getting picked on in here. Jesus, of course. He's an easy target. We really got shafted on genetics as far as size. Frank's a big guy, kinda.
You know I'm trying, right?
I think Frank is trying, that's fair.
I'm tired of being a punchline to every joke.
Right.
You had problems, you could have come to me. Could have said something.
You wouldn't have heard. You were always too busy dredging up the canal.
It was all work, Zig, even when it wasn't. For you and your mother.
I bet you didn't even tell her I was in here, did you? Maybe you did, and Shawty took 3 Nebutol, sleeping a day away.
Leave her out of this.
He's just non-existent in this show, and that line sort of explains that in a weird way. She checked out a long time ago.
When I seen what I did to that kid down at the store, it made me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
That ain't you, Zig.
It ain't.
It ain't. This is what I was talking about in my intro for those of you fuckers who skipped it. Wonderful people. Sorry, you're wonderful people.
You're more like me than you know.
Thanks for watching. Yeah, I suppose.
You're a Sabaka.
Fucked is what I am. What can I say?
That was bone chilling. Frank watching his son just walk into the lion's den. He is fucked. And he's gonna get... You know, and quite literally he finds himself in the same place as D'Angelo because he's gonna be in prison. That was an amazingly acted scene.
Sorry for him. And for
Oh,
you.
you guys are back talking at this table.
We should have paid more attention to our own.
Right. Yep. Yep.
Look, anyone could ever control him.
It wasn't about controlling them. It's not about control. He's just giving himself an excuse. Zig's chaotic for whatever.
Heroin, Frank. From this house.
No, that ain't right.
He didn't know what Nick was doing.
I knew Nicky and Zig was boosting stuff, cameras, shit like that. Nothing like this.
Yeah, you weren't paying attention.
And once Nicky got used to boosting stuff and seeing a little money, what did you think he was going to do? Turn straight all of a sudden and give it up?
Right. Got a taste of an easier way.
You gave him a taste on a house. Just...
That was never. Everything I did, the cans I let through, the money we got from that went to keeping what we had.
God damn it, Frank. Uncle Frank with the big shoulders. It was broke. Get him my uncle. He can fix it.
Wow. Literally just said, my son respected you more than he respected me. So he followed your lead, and this is the path he put him on? Frank with the big shoulders. I was never enough for my boy. Look what you did to him. Omar coming. Brother Muzone, he a coming. I think I even said this in the last reaction. We respect the grizzled workers, but what about the guys who weren't genetically blessed with broad shoulders? What about the tiny guys like Zig? I'm saying more than I just said, but you know what I'm saying. I think Frank's cool, though, even still. That's wild.
Good day for a ship.
This is the hiring hall, Frank. Working stevedores only.
Now he doesn't exist, then. It's like everything I did for you guys.
My card, what do you want my card for?
Not you, little Big Roy. Let me hold your card.
I need it. I'm gonna work the Cape St. George today.
I'll work it for you.
Work it for me?
I work the ship on your card, you work a bar stool down Clemens Street. And in a week, you get paid.
Because this is what he's about, being of service to the union. He's also trying to win back their respect. I don't know. When in doubt, do what you know. And he knows how to work for the union. Be a stevedore. I respect the fuck out of that scene. That was beautiful.
You know what they call a guy who pays that much attention to his clothes, don't you? Mm-hmm.
Metrosexual?
A grown-up.
Yeah. Look at me. I literally just put this on. This because I was working out. This is like a cutoff. I'm like, I'm not wearing a cutoff in the video. I gotta look okay. Like I take this seriously. Sort of the same thing.
That's the first sweat from a checker.
You know, Frank loves his environment though. Like, he loves working the dock. He loves that he loves it. He belongs there. And then his obsession became maintaining it. And even that proved too much.
Use the city. Windows, mirrors, reflections, anything like that.
This scene gives off the vibe that he knows he's being followed. Smart. Good advice, Kima. No. No, that wouldn't happen.
B.D. Russell. She wasn't much when we started, you know. But now she's got game.
You guys got her into the game, which is good and bad. They said she got game on purpose, obviously. She's gonna get killed, isn't she?
Thank you.
I feel like that's what the show would do now. Like, for the same reason they killed D'Angelo. The pitfalls of playing the game. Don't, but do because you don't have a choice. That'd be fucked if that happened. I'm talking shit. I don't actually think that's gonna happen.
1214. I got him going into a 5th floor room.
Why would they make Beatty do this? She's the novice.
All the shit's going hot to chassis?
Yeah, that's what they tell me.
Get a forklift. We're almost done here.
He's also desperate for the respect of the men. That's all he ever wants. Do good by them. That's what that's all about. I'm going to work right now. There he is.
We leave the Benz here?
You got me set, though.
Sergey's disposable, replaceable. I got this guy now. They're leaving, trying to go somewhere else, like they usually do. They don't give a shit about Baltimore. They ain't their city. Maryland in general ain't their place. There's commentary in there about how people, businessmen, whether they be criminals or non, go from one place to another and exploit the people. Even use that as a commentary on the government. Politicians. They exploit the people and their resources, their lives. He just doesn't exist to them. The man in the shadows. Wow. What if he walks away unscathed? Sort of. You know, the Greek continues doing what he's been doing.
Maybe that's the man with the good tailor. Maybe not.
We should run out the paper trail on this guy, see when we turn
I
up.
love how they have a photo of the Greek and they don't even realize it. Why do I love that?
The feds took the shot at him and got nothing. Or so they tell me.
The way I read it, they care more about busting up the union
Than anything else in the case. If we came at Frank straight,
You going to his house?
the Union Hall, that's his house.
Yep, he's never home. He's never with his family. We know that.
Frank, the grain pier is dead.
That's the thing you wanted, isn't it?
They read the paper, Frank.
Yeah.
What, so I'm dirty? The grain pier's still the grain pier, right? They ain't voting for me, Brucey. It ain't about me.
Yeah, but they are.
No one is going to stand with us now that the FBI is on you.
Mm-hmm.
They took the money, Frank. And now they deliver the votes. They figure the feds are going to be on them, too.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Frank.
It would be the thing, the scene we met Frank in, I think. He was talking about dredging the pier.
We used to make shit in this country, build shit. Now we just put our hand in the next guy's pocket.
Instead of being in service to one another, we're in service of ourselves. Taken, not given. But that's what happens when you build up a country. You feel like mission accomplished, you know? What now? Well, now let's look around and see what everybody else has, and do I have enough now that we're here? Why civilizations rise and fall? People get comfortable, and then they get uncomfortable, and then rinse and repeat.
There was a young clerk wounded that day in the store. The prosecutors want to use him as a witness. I know his family. Frank Sabatka will have his son back. Why would he talk to the police? Don't worry about Nico.
You're fond of him, Spiros. You should have had a son.
You know what? Spiros would have been a good dad. He would have been there, you know? He would have paid for college. He would have said, do what you want. Find your place in the world.
Shipper lives in his parents' basement. Where's a guy like that gonna run?
I don't know. I mean, I guess that's true. He is stuck. He's always been stuck.
It's easy, honey. It's easy.
Omar's using these chicks to distract the muscle. I forget his name. The guy with the books that gives the guy books so we know that Brother Muzone is literate.
And what's this good boy's name? Hey, boy.
Yeah.
How you doing today? You think good? This is a good boy.
Yeah.
There it is.
Good night. There it is.
What is it, Lamar?
Lamar. Oh, wow. What? Brother Muzone only lasted two episodes, kind of.
No need to prolong this.
Straight to the
Now
point.
we got time.
Okay. I wanted this to happen. I didn't think it would be so...
I'm saying, ain't you want to know?
Not particularly.
He doesn't care why.
About a year ago, a boy named Brandon got here in Baltimore. Stuck and burned before he passed.
Wasn't me. Let's be friends.
You got some wrong information.
Man, you lying to live.
I'm at peace with my God.
Yeah, that makes sense. A bit anticlimactic for Omar. He won't do it. Doesn't feel like closure, the closure that he wanted. He understands that he's being manipulated.
So you know what happened to your boy. It's not my style.
I mean, yeah, look at him. He's very put together. He wouldn't indulge himself like that. Yeah. Not a close range will do that. He's calling the police. I mean, the ambulance. He's got his code. This goes against his code. Brother Mouzone wasn't involved. So once you get out of the hospital, what are you doing? You want to get some dinner? Omar's good at reading people, so is Brother Mouzone. I think his rage blinded him in that scene with String.
My pal Beatrice.
Is she going to manipulate him?
I knew I was wrong. But in my head, I thought I was wrong for the right reasons, you know?
Right.
They're different kinds of wrong. I'd like you to come in. Not in cuffs. Because you want to.
He's going to do it.
I can't promise you anything.
And then Zig's not going to get out.
You're better than them you got in bed with.
Just fucking A, dude. So is Frank gonna go in, then Zig's not gonna get out, Nick's gonna be fucked too, and in the final hour, he's gonna make the right decision, and all the wrong things are gonna happen. What the fuck does that say?
If you hadn't have called last night, I'd have never found you.
It's like I told you on the phone. It is going to be all right. We can make it all right.
Shouldn't have never gone down the road with you people.
You tried to make something of yourself. There was no harm in that. And you still have friends.
I'm busted. And Ziggy? Ziggy's done.
Nothing is done, Nico.
That's not your name.
Many names, many passports.
His main name might not even be Spiros.
What can you do for Ziggy?
They'll say it was self-defense or something.
We ask only loyalty.
What the fuck? These guys are connected as fuck. Nick's gonna choose this over his family ultimately, I think.
She asked me straight up to come in.
That was quick.
I'm just looking for, some help with my son.
Jesus Christ.
He can't jail where they got him.
Yeah, he's gonna make friends.
What we can and cannot do for you and your family depends on the level of your cooperation.
You mean how much I give you?
This is crazy because literally the Greeks can help him more than they can. Probably.
Just to have it off my chest, just look to my son and my nephew.
Mr. Sabak, at this point, I have to advise you need to retain the services of an attorney. We can make this happen first thing tomorrow.
This isn't gonna go well. None of this is gonna have a happy ending. I know, I mean, I expected that, but this is gonna be... This is gonna... it's gonna be devastating.
Why did you stop using your cell phone?
You guys flagged it.
Yeah, learn from...
Think I didn't know?
You get us a little prideful moment there. Now they learn not to do that. Look how happy these guys are. We got this Greek music. Oh, at least he gets to have a conversation with Nick. These are our options. I guess he can still decide. And they rip up the passports. Of the passport. Another one. Because he showed Nick that one. The other one. Oh, this was all set to music. I just realized they don't do that much.
Under the bridge, huh? It's out in the open. I guess the cops can't bug it or nothing.
What if this is a trap?
We ain't talking about a bunch of thieves rolling drums of olive oil off the docks, are we? Heroin? You ain't much more than a kid. Me, I should have known better. I put you up with him for what?
Yeah. Thinking his loose voice is in his head right now.
You know what that is, Nicky, do you?
Something we built.
A condominium. I ain't going down there. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna talk with the police.
You can't do that. They can lean on that witness. That kid that he shot, the one that was there in the store.
Or they could have Ziggy killed. Depending upon how you guys play this.
Ziggy could walk, Uncle Frank.
Or he could die.
And for that, they want what?
Wow, this is a hell of a crossroads. I think they're gonna make the right decision and it's gonna cost them. Body language is weird in this moment. The Greek music starts back up? I don't know. I didn't need that. I wish they would have let that be. We don't need the music right now.
You ain't dealing with those guys no more.
Uncle Frank, me and Spiros.
I don't fucking want you with me, Nick.
Go home.
Go home.
Dude, I swear I didn't. There was no subtitle. I just said that because it made sense. Dude, this isn't a good place to meet. They could kill you and throw you in the water. God damn it. That's what's gonna happen, isn't it? And Frank just saved Nick's life. This is how I think this is gonna go. Oh, no. He's gonna see this and call them and they're gonna kill him. The Greek. Links to Greek, the cargo deck. Oh, for fuck's sake. They were serious about the deal. But now they're gonna get a text message. They're gonna get or a phone call. Frank's dead. God damn it. They did have an opportunity to get everything get fixed. It's over. It's over. It's over. Yeah, and now he's an angry Greek face. Oh no, and they're gonna take Frank's face and fingers!
It won't work.
And it's just gonna fade out. I wonder if he's just dead now, and that would be fine. There doesn't need to be an execution scene. That's tragic as fuck and super sad, but if that's how he goes out and it fades to black, I would rather that than there being some sort of execution scene. We just see him walking towards the water with the Greeks being in his way, and then it fades to black. He walks out of the show, basically.